Awesome. All right, let's talk about training strategies. Here's where I think everybody has it. I don't think, I know. Everybody has this backwards. Everybody does this totally backwards. Here's what people do when they're trying to cut. They're trying to cut, so they ramp up volume, ramp up intensity, ramp up workouts. I'm trying to burn more calories. When they're trying to bulk, everybody does less, trying to conserve calories. I want to conserve calories, whatever. The opposite is true. If I'm in a cut, if I'm having less calories, my body can handle less stress, less volume. I can overtrain much easier. I don't want to try to beat myself up to burn those calories. I want to try and keep my body from overtraining. When I'm bulking, now I can handle the harder workouts. I can handle more volume. I could push the weights. I could push the intensity because I have the extra calories and the extra nutrients. Everybody does the opposite. You ever look at cutting workouts?
I know.
They're like ridiculous intensity and
It's
volume.
all from the calorie burn.
Off the momentum. Yeah, a lot of times. And that's, people get caught in that sort of a hamster wheel where it's like, I want to lose body fat, but really they want to lose weight and they want to do everything they can and add it all at once. But they need to preserve muscle, and the only way you can preserve muscle is to do the right dose.
The old adage in the fitness world in cutting workouts was all around calorie burn. That's what decided if a workout was for bulking or for cutting was based off of how many calories it burned. And so this idea of high intensity, supersetting, circuit training, HIIT training, all of these modalities where you're burning tons of calories, that's going to aid in your cut. Well, it might aid in you losing weight, but it's also potentially going to aid in you losing muscle, to your point, because you're not feeding the body proper nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, it's anybody who's ever gone on a consistent cut or bulk will tell you, like, you don't recover as fast in a cut. It's harder to push myself. My energy levels might be lower. And if you push it too hard, then you start to push your body into overtraining, where it's going to want to hold on to body fat. It's going to want to ramp up cravings to make you eat more. In a bulk, you get away with the volume. You can train harder in a bulk, and that's why you're stronger. By the way, when you get stronger, even if you did the same amount of sets, your volume went up. So if all your lifts went up 10 pounds, that means your volume of training naturally went up. What made that happen? The extra calories.
Well, and also we primarily use lifting weights to build muscle or send a signal to build muscle. When it's most loudest and most likely going to is in a calorie surplus. In a deficit, that's not going to happen. I used to tell my clients that were competing that, listen, the hard work, the body that's going to get up on stage and we're going to present, that body that everybody is trying to cut towards is already built. If we're in the cut, it's already done. That part's done. The muscle is there. At this point, we want to preserve as much as that muscle we can while we just chisel away at just the body fat. And there's a real art to that. Part of that art is knowing how to just stretch the body enough to where it carves away at body fat, but hangs on to muscle. One of the best ways of doing that is by doing it through diet and not through exercise. Doing it through exercise, which is a stress, and pushing the body really hard.
Precise.
When you're not feeding it properly, is you're sending a super loud signal for it to pare down.
Right. So people are like, okay, well, high reps, low reps, which one's better for bulking and cutting? Both high reps and low reps build muscle, and they'll build the most muscle when they're the most novel for you. So that's true whether you're bulking or cutting. Both bulking, want to gain muscle, cutting, want to at least keep muscle. You want to send a novel signal. So when you switch into a bulk or a cut, it's a good idea to switch up your programming to send a novel signal. But the big thing to consider is when I'm cutting, I can't handle as much volume. So do not try to ramp up the volume at the attempt to try and burn more calories. That is how everybody screws themselves up with their workouts when it comes to cutting in particular.
No, one of my favorite strategies whenever I'm transitioning from a cut to a bulk or vice versa is to switch programming to just for the novel stimulus. But when I'm in a cut, I'm the way I'm approaching the workout is like I've been training already for a while. I already came out of a bulk. I'm now in the cut. I've already built up all that muscle. It's like go in there, do the work, touch the weights. It's the stuff that I've been doing consistently as far as how much weight I'm lifting. I'm not trying to hit PRs. I'm not trying to stretch the extra set. I'm not trying to go to failure. I'm not doing any of that stuff like that. You go in there and you consistently touch those weights while feeding the body properly, you're going to hang on to that muscle. You will, for the most part. When you start flirting with pushing it and really stretching yourself or really cutting hard or really starting to ramp up activity like cardio is when you sacrifice.
By the way, here's the main theory as to why that happens. When you push the body with lots of stress, exercise is stress, calorie deficit is a stress, and you overcome your body's ability to recover and adapt to that stress, what it does is it's like that commercial where there's like a button you push and it gives you the answer. Your body has this button that is it's the button that it pushes when it's under too much stress, which says get rid of muscle, store body fat,
save energy.
Right, because muscle is calorically active in the sense that it burns a lot of calories. It's expensive tissue, nutrient wise. Body fat's not. Body fat's also a great insurance policy. If I have a lot of body fat on me and we're starving, or I'm under a lot of stress and I can't get food, I'll survive. So if you push the body too hard in a cut, you're already in a deficit. Now you're pushing it with training. What you're essentially telling your body is get rid of muscle, hold on to body fat, which makes it very, very difficult to continue to get leaner. That's what causes most of the plateaus in that type of process.
100%.